You've all seen it, you all love it. We're talking about the look in pictures that makes you feel warm and cozy. The look that makes every single picture that you take feel like it's out of the 1960s. And let's be honest, we all have this one hipster friend that's already running around with his or her Polaroid camera and photographing any and everything. Anyway, today we're talking analog photography and how you can get from taking pictures like this to artworks like this, with only using your average wannabe influencer Polaroid camera. Okay, calm down. This picture was not taken by Polaroid camera in any ways. It was taken with something like this. This is a Canon A1. I got it from eBay like a year ago and it cost me about 100 to 120 bucks. And it came with 3 lenses. This 50mm f1.8, a 24mm f2.8 and a 70 to 100mm. I gotta check that. Okay, it was 70 to 210. So you basically only need a working analog camera and some film stock. You can purchase it at any local drugstore, or you can go to the internet and search for analog film. Or you could go to your local camera store and buy it there. Who knows? Maybe they even have some expired film rolling around there and they could give it for free, or the 2 base components. You have your camera and you have your film. First of all, there's not only one type of camera on the planet. They all work nearly the same, but there are differences. You have your instant camera, the Polaroid with instant development film. The 35mm camera, there are point and shoots, rangefinders and SLR cameras. You have your medium format, your large format, cameras with or without internal light meters, cameras with automatic exposure settings, all analog cameras, blah 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 blah. There are many types of cameras, of analog cameras, of any camera. But for this video we're only looking at the normal 35mm film camera. You could ask your grandparents or even your parents if they have an analog camera flying around, maybe in their attic or somewhere else. You could go to eBay, you could go to flea markets. There are many possible ways to get something like this for not that much. This one is the Canon A1. It has any normal automatic exposure setting that you could imagine. You can auto expose for the film, the aperture and the shutter speed. These are the 3 main variables that you can shift around for exposing your picture. This one you could use as an all automatic camera, so you just get all your settings to automatic and you're good to go. It's also my recommendation if you want to get started in analog photography and you don't know which camera to buy. The 35mm cameras that you could get are mostly pretty cheap and they're relatively inexpensive in film and developing. So that's my recommendation if you want to get started and you don't know which camera to buy. The second base component, film stock. I have here the Portra 160 ISO film from Kodak, but of course there are other films on the market. Basically you have 3 options for analog film. You have the color negative film, the color positive film and the black and white film. For those of you who wondered what the 160 stands for, it's the ISO of the film, and it's not like any digital camera where you can set the ISO in camera. Simply said, it's like you engraved the ISO setting in your film. It's the light sensitivity that you get on your negative or positive film or black and white film. In this case, it's on the film, not the camera itself, that you should keep in mind. And the last thing that I have to say about film in general is that there is not only one size of film. So as there are many different sizes in cameras, there are also different sizes in film. This one is the Kodak, also Kodak Portra, but this time it's the 400 ISO. And it's not 35mm as we have in this 35mm camera. This one is 120mm wide. It's medium format for medium format cameras like this. So for every different camera there's a different film, but everything you have to know is what your camera uses as a film stock, and that would probably be the 35mm film that you're using. Like I said, it's inexpensive in purchase and it's inexpensive in developing. But that's everything I have to say about film or film cameras in general. Why don't we have a look at how we use this baby here? So in general, all you have to do is open up your camera, then put in the film that you're using, and then be cautious when you lay the film into these little teeth that grab your film and roll it up when you recharge your camera. If you don't put in the film right, you most likely have to live with an unexposed film at the end of your shoot. So be cautious to really get the film in there the right way. And if you've done that, you basically just close up your camera again and you're good to go. If you liked this video, found it helpful, or you want to get into film photography yourself by now, consider subscribing. Leave a like down below if you want, and check out my Instagram. It's _HECKE. See you in the next video. Bye.